Something extraordinary is happening in America's military. 900 generals and admirals now, every flag officer in uniform, have been ordered to Quantico. And President Trump, he's going to be there in person. The Pentagon says it's about the warrior ethos and renaming itself the Department of War, but nobody buys that's the only reason. When you summon the entire command structure, it's not just for a pep talk. So what's really going on? Is this about preparing, for strikes against Latin American cartels? Is it about Russia's buildup on Europe's doorstep? Or is it tied to the mysterious comet 3I Atlas streaking into our solar system? Is this an excuse to roll out like a new space defense? America's enemies are watching, and what happens next could change everything. So do you guys think this signals war or something even bigger? Let me know in the comments, and I want to find out. So my name's Tom. I'm with the Daily Beltway. I'm also publisher of the Illinois Review and a White House correspondent for the Next News Network. And before we get into it, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. We're a growing channel, and every like, comment, and subscription helps us grow. So we're going to get into a clip of it, and let's see what they have to say.
So Secretary of War Pete Hegseth planning a rare in-person meeting with hundreds of top generals and admirals from around the world. Military sources telling Fox News that this is set for Tuesday at a Marine base in Virginia. Chief National Security Correspondent Jennifer Griffin reporting live from the Pentagon. Hi, Jen.
Hi, Martha. The meeting, first reported by the Washington Post, has since been confirmed by Fox News. 800 generals, admirals, and their senior enlisted aides have been ordered from their posts around the world to Washington, D.C. to gather in an auditorium at Marine Base Quantico in Virginia on Tuesday. The officers have not been told what the meeting is about. The invitation has sent shockwaves through an already fearful officer corps who have been on the receiving end of angry outbursts by Secretary Hegseth, who routinely threatens to submit them to polygraphs. Some express concerns that bringing all the military brass to one location in D.C. is an unnecessary security risk and question why the meeting cannot be held on a secure video teleconference call, especially at a time of rising global threats and cost-cutting as the government faces a possible shutdown. Pentagon spokesman Sean Parnell confirmed the meeting, but gave no details other than Secretary Hegseth, quote, will be addressing his senior military leaders early next week.
So here's what we know. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth has summoned every U.S. flag officer to Marine Corps Base Quantico, and this has not happened since the Korean War mobilization in 1950. Now President Trump himself is attending, and that changes everything. The official line is that this is about the warrior ethos and a rebrand of the Pentagon into the Department of War, and Hegseth has been pushing for that shift for years. But summoning 900 generals suggests more than like branding, I would say so. First possibility could be the war against the cartels. Trump has authorized limited strikes on vessels carrying poison into the Caribbean, and he's also formally designated several cartels as terrorist organizations. And we did a video yesterday on the possibility of drone strikes against targeted locations inside of Venezuela where they're, operating and making the poison that comes to our country. And that opens the door for drone campaigns and even joint U.S.-Mexico operations. With Quantico bringing in the full command, this could be the launch pad for a wider campaign. So you guys tell me, should America use military force to crush cartels flooding poison into our country? Let me know in the comments. Second option, Russia, Moscow's troop movement, Arctic claims, and cyber attacks have put NATO on alert. A closed-door session at Quantico will reportedly focus on cyber warfare and Arctic security, and that points directly at Russia. With Trump as being president, this could be about drawing red lines or preparing a counterstrike possibility. The third option, which I think is the most interesting, the mysterious comet 3I Atlas will pass near Earth this fall in like a month. And NASA says it's no threat, but the Pentagon has expanded space assets and activated satellite defenses. Could this comet be a convenient excuse to, test our space war technology? Or is it a cover for deterring China and Russia in orbit? It could also just be a complete restructure and they're going to fire everybody. That's possible too. But here's the part that they did not expect. Hegseth isn't just talking ethos. He's rolling out plans for conscription, more live fire training, and a massive budget boost. That means America's military is shifting back to an offensive stance. And critics are calling it theater, and supporters are saying it's overdue. Either way, Tuesday at Quantico will be historic. So if you got value from this update, please tap subscribe. My opinion is next. So this Quantico summit makes it not just another meeting. It's the largest gathering of American generals in 3 generations. With President Trump in the room, it signals something much larger. It means, it could mean war against the cartels that are poisoning our kids. It could mean drawing a line against Russia's aggression. It could even mean preparing for a future where space becomes the new battlefield. But beyond the details, this is about leadership. Trump is telling the world America is not playing defense anymore. The Pentagon will be the Department of War again. It hasn't happened since the 40s, and it's happening now. That means that they are ready to fight and win. And that should give every single American confidence. And it should give every one of our enemies pauses. So stay informed, stay vigilant, and remember, our republic is only safe when it's strong. And we know one thing about Trump: he leads through strength.